Okay, so Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone to our Tuesday evening Bhagavad Gita class. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinim Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyeshwaram Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Okay, Hare Krishna. So once again, welcome everyone. So we are discussing Bhagavad Gita chapter 1. Last time we talked about the signs of victory for the Pandavas, right? Text 11 onwards. We are seeing the different signs which are mentioned indirectly through these verses, which indicate that Pandavas are going to be victorious. What was the first sign? Anybody remember the different signs of victory we discussed?
Blowing of the conch shells, different kinds of conch shells.
Blowing of the conch shell, yes.
And the flag with Hanuman on the Rath of Lord Krishna and Arjuna.
Yes.
I will let others say now, Prabhuji.
Krishna himself on their side.
Lord Krishna is present on the sides of Pandavas.
Bhishma wishing them the best.
Yes, Bhishma and Drona, they wished Pandavas the best, right? They blessed them. So it's, even though not directly here in these verses, but yes, that is one of the signs here. So the first sign was Apriyaptam and Priyaptam, right? Duryodhana is using these words that our strength is Apriyaptam, immeasurable. But indirectly, Saraswati Vakya is, it's Apriyaptam means insufficient. For Pandavas, he was using the words Priyaptam, that their strength is measurable, limited. But Saraswati Vakya, Priyaptam means their strength is sufficient. Their strength is enough. Whereas Kauravas, Duryodhana's strength is insufficient. So that was first. Then Bhishma blew the conch shell. Conch shell itself represents the sign of Dharma. Bhishma did not reply anything for whatever all Duryodhana was talking so far. He just blew his conch shell. That also indicates the victory for the Pandavas. Then everybody blew their conch shell. And then Krishna and Arjuna are seen first time in the words of Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is shown here holding the reins of the horses, driving the chariot. And so Krishna is personally present on the sides of Pandavas. So that is another sign of victory. Because it says, Yeshe Pakshe Janardana. So on whose side Janardana, Krishna is personally present, they are going to be victorious. Now let's move forward and talk about the next part of this chapter. So battle is going to begin. And everybody is blowing their conch shells. So that is up to text number 18. All different conch shells are mentioned here. Krishna blew his Panchjanya, and then Arjuna blew his conch shell, Bhima blew his conch shell, and then everybody else started blowing their conch shell. So from the above these verses, it describes indirectly that the sons of Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, and all the other 99 brothers, the 100 brothers, they were more or less disheartened by these unexpected arrangement of military force by the Pandavas. So Pandavas were directly guided by Lord Krishna. And another sign is the emblem of Hanuman on the flag of Arjuna. So that is also a sign of victory, because Hanuman participated in war of Ramayana, right, against Ravana. So Hanuman participated in war on the side of Lord Ram, and in that battle, Lord Ram emerged victorious. Now, Hanuman is present on the flag of Arjuna in this battle, and Lord Ram is personally present on the chariot of Arjuna in the form of Lord Krishna, because there is no difference in Lord Ram and Lord Krishna. And so Lord Ram is personally present as Krishna. Hanuman is present there on the flag. Hanuman is eternal servant of Lord Ram. So in that way, Arjuna has no cause of fear from any enemies whatsoever. So all these are the signs of victory for the Pandavas. Now, text 21. Arjuna uvacha Sainayorubhayor madhye ratham sthapya me uchyata achyuta. So Arjuna here actually is describing that please draw my chariot in the middle of two armies. Sainayor ubhayor madhye. So in both armies, the army of Pandavas, army of Kauravas. So please take my chariot in the middle of both armies. Why? He said, I want to see all who have assembled here to fight. All the people who are on the side of Kauravas, all the people who are on our side. So I want to see all of them. Please take my chariot in the middle of both armies. Now, did Arjuna not know who have all come to fight? Right? Arjuna already have known who all have come here to fight. But still Arjuna is asking this question. So in externally, this is arrangement of Krishna. Krishna is making this arrangement for Arjuna to take this step, so that Arjuna, when he observes all the people on both sides, his heart will be filled with compassion. He will be overtaken by grief. And also here, Krishna's Bhaktvatsalya is shown. Right? Lord is known as Bhaktavatsala. So Krishna is driving the chariot. He is appearing here as Bhaktavatsala, doing anything for his devotee. For example, mother is serving the child. Mother is feeding the child, cleaning the child, changing his diaper and all. And the child actually maybe sometimes kicking the mother also, right? Child keep kicking his legs, and sometimes he kicks a leg on the chest of mother. So the child may be even kicking, but mother is very affectionately, lovingly serving that child. So mother, when she kisses the child, that's also her love. But sometimes mother slaps the child also to correct the child. That is also mother's love. So here Krishna is also shown as Bhaktavatsala. He is ready to drive the chariot of his devotee, ready to do anything for his devotee. And when all the other soldiers, they are going to be killed in this battlefield, that is also actually Krishna's mercy, because whoever dies in the field of Kurukshetra, they will all be liberated, right? They will all be delivered. Now, Krishna, he is eager to take order from his pure devotee. But now, can we say, if Krishna is willing to take order, so let me give some order to Krishna, let me give him my wish list, my order list. But actually, pure devotee, they doesn't ask anything from Krishna, and they ask only to serve Krishna. Their desire is, please engage me in your service. And here Arjuna is also going to fight. That is also as a service to Krishna, because Krishna wants Arjuna to fight. So it's not that Arjuna is giving order to Krishna, but actually Arjuna is doing his service. He is also serving Krishna. And Lord Krishna is addressed here as Achyuta. Right? Ratham sthapyam me Achyuta. What is the meaning of Achyuta? Achyuta means who never falls down from his position. So Lord Krishna, he is the Supreme Lord. That is his position as a supremacy. So he never falls down from his position, even though while he engaged in this lower work. Sometimes Krishna puts the slipper of his father, Nanda Maharaj, on his head and carry his slipper to his father. Now here Krishna is acting as a charioteer. Earlier in Ratsya Yajna, when Yudhishthira Maharaj performed the Ratsya Yajna, there Krishna was actually engaged in washing the feet of all the people, all the guests when they were coming. And when the prasadam, the meal was being served to all these guests, Krishna's service was to remove the leftover pattals, right? जो झूठी पत्तल थी भगवान सबके लोगों के, तो भगवान उसको उठा रहे थे. So even though Krishna engages in all these lower work, the menial tasks, but it's out of his love for his devotees. It's not that Krishna has become lower than all these people. So Krishna's position always remain the supreme position. And sometimes people think that we are part and parcel of God. So in that way, we are all equal. We are also small God, right? Part and parcel means we are all God only. Like a piece of paper. When you split a piece of paper into multiple papers, small papers, then each piece is like the original paper, because each small piece has the same quality as the original paper. But one should know that even though everything comes from that supreme whole remains complete. We discussed that in Ishopanishad. It's the very first mantra, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. So even though small holes come out of the supreme whole, all these individual things are also complete in themselves, but the supreme still remains complete. So we all have come from Krishna. It doesn't mean that we all have become like Krishna. We all are like God only. We are small part and parcel of Krishna, and Krishna remains a complete whole. Sometimes people give another argument that we have come to this material world. That's why we are considered as conditioned souls, but the jiva. But God also come to this material world. He also accepts a human-like form. So what is the difference in us and God? Right? We are in material world. Krishna also came in material world. So what is the difference? He is also an ordinary living entity, or otherwise we are also like God. But we have to understand again why we have come to this material world. We have come because we turned our face away from Krishna. We had a desire to enjoy separate from Krishna. That is the reason we have come to this material world. But Krishna come to this material world not for any desire to enjoy. He has come to this material world to remove our problems and take us back to the spiritual world. Right? For example, the criminal in jail. Criminal has committed some crime, and that's why he was put into jail. But the country prime minister or president sometimes visit the jail. Now, does it mean the prime minister or the president also has come to the level of criminal only? No, criminal committed some crime, that's why he came to jail. But the PM or the president come to jail just to inspect. वो अपना एक जैसे उसका मुआयना करने के लिए, निरीक्षण करने के लिए, right? Just to do some inspection. He comes there. So that is the difference. Lord Krishna comes in this material world out of his own mercy to attract our heart by his pastime, to bring us back to the spiritual world. So we have to understand these points very clearly. If anybody poses this sort of argument to us, right, what is the difference between us and God? We are all like God. We are all small gods only because we are part and parcel of God. So we have to understand these points very clearly. Krishna is known as Achyuta. he does not fall down from his position. He is always the Supreme Lord. Now there is another meaning of Achyuta, which is one who does not fail to offer protection to his devotees. And so Krishna never fails to offer protection to his devotee. Whenever the devotee call out for protection, Krishna is immediately there to help the devotee. Draupadi called out to Krishna, Govinda, Govinda. So Krishna immediately appeared in the form of sari. Krishna supplied unlimited sari to Draupadi in that assembly. And here also, Krishna is addressed as Achyuta because he will offer his full protection to Arjuna to remove his confusion. And also in the Mahabharata, in this war of Kurukshetra, there another incident comes when after 9 days of war, Bhishma has not killed any of the Pandavas, and Duryodhana becomes very angry at Bhishma that you are having a soft corner towards Pandavas, you are not harming them, you are not killing any of them. So at that time, Bhishma became very angry when these strong, harsh words were spoken against him. Bhishma took out 5 arrows. These are my special 5 arrows, and with these 5 arrows, I'm going to kill Pandavas tomorrow. And Duryodhana said, okay, you give me these 5 arrows, I will keep them safe and I will give them tomorrow morning to you. So Bhishma gave those 5 arrows to Duryodhana. And here on the other side, Krishna, he immediately came to know. He is sitting in everybody's heart as Paramatma. So Krishna came to know what Bhishma is planning, that he is going to kill the Pandavas with these 5 arrows tomorrow. So Krishna, in the middle of the night, immediately he rushed to the tent of Arjuna. Arjuna, wake up, wake up. Your life is at risk. Tomorrow your life will be in danger. And Arjuna, what does Arjuna say? Why should I worry? This is your department. Right? Arjuna is saying, this is your department. You worry about that. Let me go to sleep. Because Arjuna, he has full confidence in Krishna. Name bhaktya pranashyati. Krishna says, my devotees do not never perish. Name bhaktya pranashyati. So this is the same prayer we also recite when we do any seva, any service. At the end of the service, we recite those prayers to counter any offenses. Right? So one of the prayer is Govinda ta pratigya name bhaktya pranashyati iti samsmritya pran sandharyami aham. That hey Govinda, this is your solemn vow that my devotees never perish. Remembering that again and again, I am able to sustain my life here. Iti samsmritya pran sandharyami aham. So here Arjuna is telling to Krishna, this is your department. You worry about that. Let me go to sleep. So Krishna says, no, no, no. You go and ask for the arrows from Duryodhana. You immediately go to Duryodhana. Why he's sending him to Duryodhana? Actually, Duryodhana had given one word to Arjuna that this one boon, you can ask me anything. Not the kingdom, but any other small things. If you ask, I will give you. So Krishna is sending Arjuna, you go and ask for this. Arjuna is thinking, why should I go to ask? Krishna says, you forgot that what you said, Karishye vachanam tava, I will do whatever you say. Because at the end of Bhagavad Gita, that's what Krishna said. When Krishna says to Arjuna, now you do as you like. Yatha ichchasi tatha kuru. And Arjuna says, Karishye vachanam tava, I will do what you say. So Krishna in that pastime is telling Arjuna, no, you go. Remember, you promised that you will do whatever I say. So then finally Arjuna goes and asks for that, and Bhishma comes to know about this whole scene. He becomes very angry that my 5 arrows, special arrows, have been taken away. Duryodhana goes again that you can create another 5 arrows. What is the big deal? Bhishma says, no, this is not how it works. Those were my 5 arrows. I have put my all the potency in those. So now I cannot do that. But Bhishma becomes angry with Krishna that this is Krishna's trick only. And then Bhishma takes this vow that I will make Krishna lift his weapon. I will make him break his vow of not lifting the weapon. So this is the pastime. The whole point what I'm mentioning is Krishna's name Achyuta is very significant. One meaning is who does not fall down from his position of supremacy. Another meaning is who does not ever fail to offer protection to his devotees. So Arjuna had no desire to fight actually with his cousins and his brothers, but he was forced to come into this battlefield because of the obstinacy of Duryodhana, and Arjuna is doing it as a service. Now here, text 21-22, Arjuna is saying, Krishna, please take my chariot in the middle of both armies. I want to see who all have assembled there. And then the next verse, text number 23. Yotsamanan avaksheham ya ete atra samagataha dhritrashtrasya durbuddher yuddhe priya chikirshava. So dhritrashtrasya durbuddher yuddhe priya chikirshava. Very strong word Arjuna is using here. I want to see who are all these people assembled here in this war to please that evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra. So who is the evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra referred here? Duryodhana. Duryodhana is referred as evil-minded, Durbuddher. So Arjuna is saying, who all have assembled, they all must be the birds of same feather. They all must be evil-minded. So he wanted to see them to make an estimate of their strength. Who all are the ones who have assembled, whom he have to face. So for example, in the wrestling match, right, or the boxing, sometime one may be getting punched by the opponent in the beginning just to measure the opponent's strength. Right, so sometimes they just allow the person to kind of punch them, kick them, to measure their strength, how forcibly, how hard they are able to kick. And then he may knock the opponent down in one punch also. So here Arjuna want to measure the strength of all these people who have assembled there. First of all, to see who all are these. Are they all even-minded people? And Duryodhana is referred here Durbuddher. And Prabhupada translates this Durbuddher as evil-minded. See, there is one person is called foolish, Mudha. Mudha word is used many times in Bhagavad Gita. So Mudha is foolish, one who does not know how his act is going to hurt others, right? How his act is going to hurt himself or hurt others. So that is Mudha, foolish person. Evil-minded, Durbuddher, is one who knows he is going to do wrong and his act is going to hurt others, is going to harm others. So that is the difference. So again, foolish is somebody who does not know that how his activity is going to harm himself or others. Evil-minded is who knows that he is doing wrong and it's going to harm himself and others also. So Dhritarashtrasya durbuddher yuddhe priya chikirshavaha. Then text 24 is Sanjay speaking, again describing to Dhritarashtra. Sanjay uvacha evam ukto rishikesho gudha keshena bharata sainayor ubhayor madhye sthapyitva rathottamah. So here Sanjay is saying, after hearing these words of Arjuna, the Rishikesha, the master of the senses, Lord Krishna, he brought the chariot in the middle of both armies. He situated the chariot, the fine chariot, the best chariot, Ratha Uttama, right? The best chariot he established in the middle of both armies. So here Krishna is addressed as Rishikesha. Rishikesha means controller of senses. So Krishna is controller of everybody's senses. Either somebody is a devotee or a non-devotee. Krishna is the controller of everybody's senses. Only difference is the devotee understands this point and the non-devotee does not understand this point. But still Krishna is the master of everybody. He is Rishikesha. That's why devotees' philosophy is Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhaktir Uchyate. Engaging our senses in the service of master of senses. That is bhakti. So the devotee understands this point that Krishna is the master of our senses and we should engage our senses in his service. So Krishna is described as Rishikesha and Arjuna is addressed here as Gudhakesha. Gudhaka Isha. So what is the meaning? The one who has won over his laziness, one who has won over his sleep and tiredness and ignorance. So in other words, one who has won over the mode of ignorance, because all these things are the symptoms of mode of ignorance. Either it's a sleepy, tiredness, ignorance, the laziness. So all these are mode of ignorance. So Gudhaka Isha, the controller of this mode of ignorance, one who has won over this mode of ignorance. Now, if we were to given this name or such name, what will be our name? Can we be addressed as Gudhaka Isha? I think our name will be Gudhaka Das, right? One who is the servant of mode of ignorance. Because ask somebody, what is your favorite activity? Oh, I like to lie down on the couch, on the sofa and sleep. On the weekend, I like to sleep few extra hours. Just relax, eat, sleep. So that is mode of ignorance. So sleep and tiredness are maybe at the level of body. But laziness is on the level of mind. And sometimes somebody may be very active physically, but on the level of mind, they are very dull, very lazy. And what is the cause? What is the reason behind laziness? It's not that physical weakness. It's lack of enthusiasm. So Arjuna is full of enthusiasm. Right? There is no sign of sleepiness or tiredness for him. He has won over his sleep. In Gurukula, when he was learning from Dronacharya, there is a pastime. Whatever Drona say, he learns everything. And Drona says once that Arjuna took everything from me. Guru is like the cow and student is like the calf. So Guru is ready to give, but the student also should be willing to take. Only then Guru can give. So Arjuna was such a enthusiast that he learned everything from Dronacharya. In our case, what happens is Guru is ready to give knowledge to us, but we are not ready to receive. Our receiver is very down. Our antenna is very down. So if cow has the milk, cow is ready to give the milk, but calf is not interested in drinking that milk, then how can the cow give forcibly? So we also have to be enthusiastic to receive that knowledge. We have to be enthusiastic to come to the program, come to the temple and show that enthusiasm like Arjuna. So Arjuna learned everything from Dronacharya. And if we also stay in the association of enthusiastic people, that their enthusiasm rubs on us also, because it's very contagious. Right? We attend the satsang program, taking part in some service, observing the fasting. When we are doing all these activities in association of devotees, then it becomes very easy. But due to laziness, if we get the tendency of keeping postponing, oh, I will do it tomorrow, I will do it day after tomorrow. When somebody asks us, oh, give up this wrong habit, give up this habit of smoking or associating with other materialistic people, he said, no, I will do it later, I will do it tomorrow, I will do it next month, I will do it on this special occasion coming up, next Janmashtami coming up, or Kartik month, or Gita Jayanti, or now next year, New Year resolution. So we keep postponing it. Even though we keep hearing that you need to give up this and take up this process very seriously, very enthusiastically. But this is our mental weakness. Hriday durbalyam, right? That is also another word used. Hriday durbalyam. Because of which weakness of heart, we are not able to take to it seriously, enthusiastically. So Arjuna has won over his laziness. He has won over his sleep. There is another pastime. Arjuna is not feeling sleepy at all. When there is any opportunity to learn something or practice something, he has full control over his sleep and laziness and tiredness. Once there was a pastime, Bhima was sitting in dark and eating. And Arjuna happened to come there, asked Bhima, what are you doing? Bhima said, I am eating. No, it's so dark. How are you eating? Like, how do you see the food and put it in your mouth? Doesn't it miss some time? So seeing Bhima eating in that way, sitting in complete pitch dark, Arjuna also became very enthusiastic. He went and started practicing, shooting arrows in that dark. And so Dronacharya came there, what are you doing? I am practicing in such dark. Said, yes, if my brother can eat in dark, his food from the hand always goes to the mouth, doesn't go to the ear or here or there. So I am also practicing same way to shoot the arrows in dark. So he has won over his sleep also. So that is how Arjuna is addressed here as Gudakesha. So Sanjay is describing this to Dhritarashtra, that hearing the words of Arjuna, who is a Gudakesha, the master of senses, Rishikesha, Krishna, he brought the chariot and placed it in the middle of both armies. Now, what happened next? Now, this is the first time when Krishna spoke to Arjuna. What did Krishna spoke? Let's read that verse, text 25. So this is like, as a joking way, Krishna is poking an arrow, sarcastic comment on Arjuna. Bhishma Drona Pramuktah Sarvesham cha Mahikshitam Uvacha Partha Pashyetan Samahvetan Kurun iti. In the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all the other chieftains of world, the Lord said, just behold, Partha, all the Kurus assembled here. So when Krishna brought the chariot in the middle of both armies, now he is making this comment to Arjuna. Behold, all these people, the chief among the Kurus who have assembled here, like Bhishma, Drona, and all the elders of Kuru, they have all assembled here to fight against you. Because Krishna is putting this remark against on Arjuna, because Arjuna wanted to see everybody, right? Who all have assembled. So you wanted to see who all have assembled here against you. Are you thinking of not fighting now, seeing these people? So because Arjuna may have that attachment toward Bhishma, Drona, and other elders of the Kuru. So because of that, just to bring out what is in the heart of Krishna, on the heart of Arjuna, Krishna is speaking like that. So most of the time what happens is our attachment to something is because of family lineage or for some skill, kala.
Papa, it says here shift was feet, but it says on the third.
Okay. So here Krishna is also making that remark, saying that see all these people who has assembled there. Why? Because Arjuna may have that attachment to the members of Kuru, like Bhishma and Drona. So Krishna brought Arjuna in front of Bhishma, the eldest of the family, and Drona, who is the teacher. Because sometimes we have some skill from birth, and sometimes those skills are developed with some training. So Arjuna has developed these skills with the help of Drona, and by birth, because of the family lineage, he has the attachment towards Bhishma. And Arjuna is addressed as Parth here because of being the son of Pritha. And Krishna has a direct relationship with Arjuna because he is the son of Krishna's aunt, right? Arjuna is the son of Krishna's aunt. And Krishna, that's why, is addressed as Parth Sarathi. So he is not just Parth Rath Sarathi. He is described as Parth Sarathi. He did not only direct the chariot of Arjuna, but he directed the mind and senses of Arjuna also. So that's why he is said as Parth Sarathi, not Rath Sarathi. So now Arjuna's mind was starting to wander in different directions, and Krishna is going to provide the direction to Arjuna. So Arjuna was in one sense ready to shoot arrows, but then Krishna put him in such a situation that Arjuna said, oh, please take my chariot in the middle of both armies. And once the chariot was brought in the middle of both armies, and now Arjuna's put into that situation. Because Krishna want to give his product. What is this product? This is product of Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna had the desire to give this product of Bhagavad Gita in the market. And if he simply tells Arjuna, please wait, let me first tell you this Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna would have said, right, Krishna, we are in the middle of armies, in the middle of the battle. The battle is going to start. So now I will listen to your discourse later on. Or you should have told me last night. We were sitting together, we were eating dinner together. So you should have told me that time. So now we'll talk about it later. But Krishna has put Arjuna in that situation to give this message of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna chose the time right in front of the battle. Krishna chose the place of battlefield by stopping the battle and giving this message first. Why? To give the importance of Bhagavad Gita. To show the importance of Bhagavad Gita to the world, how important it is. Everything else can wait. And this is another point to understand, because people think, oh, Bhagavad Gita we'll hear later, we'll read later when we grow older, when we retire from job and everything. Now we are very busy. But here Arjuna, Krishna is showing the importance of this message. Everything else can wait. That's how important it is. So Krishna first created the situation for this product to be launched. He created the need for this by putting Arjuna into this situation of indecisiveness, in a situation of confusion, in a situation of dilemma. So Krishna created that need first. This is very similar to what happens in the current world also, right? In the marketing industry, what happened? People create the need. How the advertisements are created for all these products. Basically, we may not even need that product, but they are creating the need. They are showing through their advertisement that you cannot live without this product, or how important is this product for you. They make very creative ads. So their ads are just pointing, see, if you drink this, if you eat this, if you buy this, then your life will be happy. You will become happy. Otherwise, your life is miserable. Or the another target in all these advertisements is, if you see carefully, to put a doubt for other competitor brands. I just see the advertisement in the everywhere on the billboards and TV and everything. So what kind of ads come? Like, Thanda matlab Coca-Cola. So only Coca-Cola is cold. All other beverages are not cold. So Thanda matlab Coca-Cola. Pepsi, ye dil mange more. So once you drink it one time, you will keep asking again and again. There is a one soap ad. Mummy to Dettol hi manegi. Until you wash your hands with Dettol soap, the mom will not be satisfied. Mummy to Dettol hi manegi. So like that, they create these ads by creating the need or by putting other brands low, by creating doubt for other brands. Maruti's ad come, Maruti car in India, right? I saw this ad. How much mileage your car give? So they ask this question, how much mileage does your car give? Indirectly, they're saying, oh, our car gives very good mileage. So maybe your car is not good enough. So take this car. क्या आपके पेस्ट में नमक है? Mean what they're saying is putting a doubt towards other brand. आपके पेस्ट में नमक है क्या? Is your toothpaste has salt? क्योंकि हमारे में तो है. So if your doesn't have, means it's not good enough. So all these things are creating market industries based on taking the same message here, first creating the need, because once the need is there, then the person will be automatically attracted to that. Advertisement is not target about fulfilling your basic requirements. Their agenda is to sell a brand to you. And our need is what? Roti, kapda, makan. We want to eat something, wear clothes. So they are not promoting the basic product here. They are promoting the brand. Unless and until you buy our brand, then till then you will not be happy. So that is their agenda. But here Krishna is putting Arjuna in a situation to bring confusion, bring this feeling of compassion towards his family members, Drona and Bhishma and all the other elders of Kuru, so that Krishna could be able to speak this message of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna will turn toward Krishna and ask him, please tell me, what should I do? Right? If somebody himself come to you, then it's very easy to speak to that person, to give him some advice. If you go yourself to that person and tell him, oh, I have advice for you, no matter if you are in a problem or not, but I have advice for you, will somebody hear that? But when they come running to you, oh, I am in this problem, please tell me, what should I do? Then they are more eager to hear and they are ready to kind of take your advice, take your message. So that's what Arjuna is put into that situation in Bhagavad Gita Mahatmya. That's why we say that this Bhagavad Gita is like a Upanishad. Sarvo Upanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopalanandana Parth Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta. So Parth Vatsa, Krishna is like the cowherd boy, cowherd man who is churning the cow. And Arjuna is the calf. When the calf comes and take little milk from the udder of the cow, then the cow releases all the milk in the udder. So Krishna is using Arjuna as an instrument to churn the essence of all the scriptures and give us the essence, the nectar of all the scriptures. That's why Bhagavad Gita is also known as one of the Upanishads, Gita Upanishad. So Arjuna is put into that situation. And then when Arjuna saw all these people who have assembled there Arjuna was able to see actually 5 generations assembled there. Can you believe 5 generations have assembled there in that battlefield? People like father figure. Who are the father figure? Bhurishrava, who is his father's contemporary, like a father's friend. So Bhurishrava. Then grandfather, Bhishma, Somadatta. Then maternal uncles, Shakuni, Shalya. Teachers, Dronacharya, Kripacharya. Brothers, all these 100 Kauravas, they are brothers. Then son, Lakshmana, who is Duryodhana's son. And then grandson, Lakshmana's son, Duryodhana's grandson. Father-in-laws, right? Arjuna's father-in-law is there. Duryodhana's father-in-law is there. The friends are there. Kritvarma, Ashvathama. So all these people, these are like 5 generations. from grandfather to grandson. So 5 generations have assembled there. And how Duryodhana, who is addressed as Durbuddhair, the evil-minded, how he was able to make so many allies. How this evil got so many allies. Because Duryodhana was very expert. He was a very diplomatic person. He was a very good spin doctor to pose himself sometime as a victim. Right? He will sometime pose himself as a victim and then draw the help from others. Oh, I am such a victim. See, these people are bad. I am such a good person. So posing himself as a victim, sometime he made those allies. So those people were obliged to fight on his side. And many themselves were evil-minded. So they assembled on the side of Duryodhana. And some of the people were cheated in one sense that Duryodhana gave them some favor, and in that exchange of that favor, they were obliged to fight on his side. Like Shalya. When Shalya, who happens to be the maternal uncle for Nakul and Sahadev, and Madhuri's brother. So when he is coming there, on the way, Duryodhana made arrangement, because it takes many days to arrive there on the battlefield. At a different places, Duryodhana had put some resting places, rest areas for Shalya and his army to take rest. And Shalya thought this arrangement is done by Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira knew I am coming to participate in war and maybe he has arranged this. And later on, Duryodhana came forward and told, see, I made all these arrangements. And now Shalya, he asked Duryodhana, ask me what can I do for you to repay for that? And Duryodhana said, you fight on my side. And as a Kshatriya, they have to follow their words. They have to fulfill their words. So Shalya was obliged to fight on the side of Duryodhana. So like that, Duryodhana, with tricks, with his diplomacy, sometime by posing himself as victim, so he made all these different allies. Now there are 5 generations who have assembled there on this battlefield. And when Arjuna saw these 5 generations of people assembled there, his mouth started to dry up. His heart was filled with compassion. So text 27 says, when the son of Kunti, Arjuna, saw all these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus. So what he spoke, we'll discuss in the next session. But here, what word used here is, he was overwhelmed with compassion. Right, so text 27, let's read that actual Sanskrit word used here. Kripaya paryavishto vishindantam idam abrabit. So kripaya paryavishto, kripaya para, the compassion. Kripaya means by compassion. Paraya means of the highest grade. So he was filled with this high level of compassion, overwhelmed with lamentation. Vishindan idam. And while lamenting, he spoke. So compassion. What does compassion really mean? See, there is kripa and kripaya. Do we understand the difference in these two words? What is the difference in mercy and compassion? Anybody understand the difference in these two words?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, mercy is daya, compassion is karuna.
Yes, so what is the difference?
So
दया और करुणा में अंतर क्या है?
So daya is जिसने पात्रता प्रूव किया हो,
Okay.
out of something which is even the giver is providing that out of out of his emotional or something which he himself cannot even control that, and is providing that karuna.
Okay. So actually the difference is, let's understand the difference. Kripa and kripaya, mercy and compassion. See, kripa is doing some activity for somebody, right, to help them. That is mercy. Compassion is as a response to the suffering of others, that motivates a desire to help somebody. So kripaya, compassion, is in one sense as a feeling, and kripa, mercy, is the act. Okay, so that is the difference. So compassion is the deep feeling of heart to help somebody, and going and actually doing that help, that is mercy. Now one may externally help somebody, but they may not have any feeling of compassion. Externally somebody may just go and help somebody, give them something, not really mean they have a compassion inside their heart. Sometimes just out casually somebody may give, walking on the street you see somebody, or you take this. So one may externally help somebody, give somebody, but without any feeling of compassion. And sometimes one may have a deep feeling of compassion towards somebody, but may not act, may not do the actual help.
Merciful to everyone.
Right? So that is the difference. So when we help somebody with that deep feeling of compassion for somebody, that is real beneficial. So here Arjuna was feeling that deep compassion, kripaya para, and filled with lamentation also, vishindan. So if lamentation is coming with compassion, it means the person is not worthy of receiving kripa. Because generally it happens is with compassion, there should be a feeling of, what do you say, a deep feeling of sadness or something, but not lamentation. Somebody may be sad by seeing somebody's very poor condition or very miserable condition. But if somebody is lamenting based on that, it means that person is not worthy of receiving that kripa. So here Arjuna is filled with compassion. At the same time, he's lamenting that see all these people, they have assembled there on the side of Duryodhana, this Durbuddher, and they are going to destroy themselves in one sense. That's why his heart is filled with this compassion along with lamentation. So what are the different symptoms which arose in Arjuna? What did he speak to Krishna? That will start from the next word onward. So Arjuna will start giving various reasons why he does not want to fight this battle now. Having the feeling of compassion towards his relatives, having the feeling of sinful reaction that if I kill all these people, I will be affected with sin, loss of happiness. Even if we gain the kingdom, if we kill all these relatives, or if all these relatives die, still we will not be able to enjoy. And then all the family traditions will be lost. And then finally, indecision. I am confused. I do not know what is good for me. What should I do? So Arjuna will give all these various reasons. So we'll talk about those in the next session. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
So we'll open for any discussion, any questions.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Vijay Prabhu.
Just had this mercy and compassion had some, what I see, for example, mercy is, acting, you're sympathizing for a person, right? It's more of a sympathy. right?
No, so
Because
sympathy is just a feeling,
correct.
right? So sympathy, if somebody has a sympathy towards somebody, that is in one sense compassion. But when you act based on that sympathy, that is mercy.
Compassion can be compared to empathizing. Empathizing means putting yourself into the shoes of a person and
Mhm.
having that feeling of what he's suffering through.
Right.
But the lighter sense of this empathizing is that you have a sympathy for the condition of a person and you do some act out of the condition.
Right. So when we do that act out of sympathy for somebody, the act of helping somebody, that is, you are showing mercy towards that person. Right? Before showing mercy, whatever feeling is coming in the heart, that is the feeling of compassion or the feeling of sympathizing with somebody. So that is that feeling, right? That's what we are terming here as a compassion. So just having that feeling by putting yourself into the shoes of other person. So that is the compassion. And acting on that feeling to help that person, that is mercy.
Right, Prabhuji. And when Krishna goes into the battlefield, in the middle of the battlefield,
Mhm.
there is a one, explanation that the whole time was still that time, right? It was still, and then he delivered this. So if that is the case, is that the case? So, Prabhuji,
So basically, the still means, see, Bhagavad Gita was spoken. When Bhagavad Gita was spoken to Arjuna, Krishna spoke this Bhagavad Gita. It is described as within 45 minutes to 1.5 hours. So that much the duration. Some people say, oh, it is just Krishna transmitted everything in a second to Arjuna, that whole this dialogue happened in that way. So they try to convey in that way. Actually, everything became still. Nobody else is able to see anything or hear anything. So Krishna spoke to Arjuna. That time everything, so time became still in that sense for everybody else, because everybody is just, it became like a picture, right? When you paint a picture, everybody in the picture is still. So for
yeah,
everybody else became like still, and Krishna is speaking this message to Arjuna.
Video froze.
Video froze, basically जड़वत, right?
Yeah.
सभी बाकी सब लोग क्या हो गए, जड़वत हो गए. And Krishna is speaking to Arjuna at that time, but still it's a dialogue. It's not that, oh, Krishna just transmitted everything in the heart of Arjuna. It is the dialogue which went on as a question answer format. Also, Krishna is speaking, Arjuna is asking question, and Krishna is answering. So in that format it went. That's why Bhagavad Gita, Gita, right? That's called Gita, song of God. So which is personally sung by Krishna.
no, we can understand, because time for us is something which, in certain conditions, but, if you go back, there is a possibility that, if you bring that condition, then, for others it is still, but
Mhm.
in a material sense, 45 minutes has happened. But
Right.
again, it's done. We get back to the next second for these mortal people.
Right. Because in spiritual world also, or even the higher planets within this material world, the calculation of time is very different. Our 1 year or 6 month on earth is like 12 hours in Swarga,
Correct. Yeah.
right?
So
And
in that,
another 6 month is one night in Swarga, 12 hours. So our one year is 1 day in Swarga. So from that point of view, there only 1 day has passed, here 1 year has passed. So for Krishna and Arjuna, it may be considered as 1 minute passed, but here 45 minutes, 1.5 hour has passed. So still from that point of view also we can say it's relativity.
yeah. So yeah. Right.
Prabhuji,
Okay.
Prabhuji, you mentioned that Krishna made Arjuna to go through the center of the battlefield. But why he could have delivered the same thing from the side of where the Pandavas were? Is there any significance? And Arjuna already knew who was on the other side.
Right. So that's the whole point we discussed, right? Arjuna knew in one sense that who all the people have assembled here. But again, when you bring somebody close in front of a particular people, then that attachment, either attachment due to the family lineage or the attachment due to that, oh, he is my guru, I learned this skill from him. So that attachment arose and Arjuna was put into that situation. So Krishna could speak out this message of Bhagavad Gita to show its importance. So this whole situation, Arjuna is put into this situation to be able to speak this message of Bhagavad Gita. So remember in the first session, we spoke that everything is important. When we do the yajna, the preparation of yajna is also important, right? It's not that only when the yajna has started, the ahuti is being poured into the fire. Only that is the part of yajna. But doing the early preparation of yajna, that is also part of yajna only. So here also, when Arjuna is speaking these words, Krishna is bringing him in the middle of both armies. That is like the preparation for this message to come out.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
In one sense, Prabhuji, I mean, you have to have that sort of a situation to really deliver that. I mean, if you do it, another time, probably that kind of message would not have really gone through. I mean, it's so important.
Right, right.
Chosen.
Yeah, because when we are in a particular situation, right, then you are okay, I will do anything. Tell me, what can I do to come out of this situation?
Yeah.
Right? So
it's
that's
very-
how Arjuna is put into it. Otherwise, Arjuna was thinking, okay, now we are ready to fight. From far away, he is focusing more on Duryodhana only, Durbuddhir. He was saying, I want to see who are these Durbuddhis who have assembled there. And Krishna is saying, oh, you are thinking all are Durbuddhis. See here, Bhishma is also there. Drona is also here. Do you think they're all evil-minded? No, they are not all evil-minded, right? Some people have come for different reasons also, out of obligation or something. So in that way, Arjuna's natural compassion that arose.
Prabhuji, your grandsons, who and all, you said you gave an example of Lakshmana's grandson.
So Lakshmana is the son of Duryodhana. And then Lakshmana's son is also present there, who is like a grandson.
Prabhu,
What is his name?
Lakshman, because Lakshmana is the daughter of Duryodhana.
Lakshmana is the daughter, maybe, yes. So sorry.
Lakshman is the son. Yeah.
Yeah, Lakshman and Lakshmana. So Lakshman and his son is there, which is the grandson for Arjuna. Another example of son, all the sons present here, we are talking the names only on the Kaurava sides, but on the Pandava sides also we can see, right, the 5 sons of Draupadi, son of Arjuna as Abhimanyu. So they are also the sons. So what I'm describing is the names which are given in this particular verse 26 of Bhagavad Gita, first chapter 26. It lists all these various names, that all these people were present there on the side of Kauravas. So in that way, it shows the 5 generations present on this battlefield.
Prabhuji, like we are also in many times put in a situation that we side with our relatives and family, sometimes even if they are wrong, right? So is that that's not the correct thing to do, right?
No. So in any situation, when we side the wrong person, it means we are participating in that wrong act, and we also have to face the consequences. Even though Bhishma is such a great devotee, but that is the lesson which Krishna is giving there. No matter how wonderful, how great somebody is, but if they are participating on the side of evil, they also have to face the consequences. So in our situation also that same applies. Sometimes why we are giving or supporting the wrong person is out of attachment. If we have attachment to somebody either because of being a family member or a friend or any other obligation, so just out of attachment we are on the side of the wrong person. And attachment, what is the indication of attachment? What are the symptoms of attachment? That you want to please that person, even though that person may be wrong, but we want to please that person, we want to make that person happy, even though it may not be in the best interest of that person, right? It may not be in the welfare of that person, but just want to make that person happy. So that is a sign of attachment. Whereas affection means, so we discuss this topic, attachment versus affection. Right? Affection means that you care for that person and you are interested in the well-being of that person. So you will act based on that point of view, that you want the welfare of that person. Even though you may not be able to please the person, you may do something which is not pleasing to that person, but it is good for him. Right? So that is out of affection. So mother may slap the child to correct the child, because mother has the affection for the child. She wants the welfare of that child. So sometimes to correct that, mother or father may even slap the child or may not give him what he is asking for. It doesn't mean they don't love him. Yes, they have affection for him. So that is the meaning of affection. You want the well-being of that person, not always to please the person.
Understood, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Amlan Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu, for the nice class. I have a different question about the timing. Like, for example, in Treta Yuga, for example, whenever there are people who are doing 10,000 years of meditation or sadhana for getting something, so that 10,000 years when we talk, it is with respect to the Treta Yuga or it is with respect to the Kali Yuga? What is that respect that time we talk about? 10,000
No, that is,
years.
see, it's not time based on Treta Yuga or Kali Yuga. That time is based on the earthly calculation.
Oh, everything is earthly, based on earthly calculation.
So everything is based on earthly calculation. Only difference is the duration of time or the duration of lifespan is different in different yugas. So in Kali Yuga, the life duration is described as 100 years for the human beings. Okay, so it could be 100 years. Not that everybody goes to 100 years. That is kind of the maximum duration, 100 years. Somebody may go 105 also. So that's okay. So generally it is described 100-year life duration in Kali Yuga. In previous Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, the life duration is 10 times more than Kali Yuga, which is 1,000 years. Okay, so that was the life duration. Again, on Earth, right? On Earth, the life duration of human being in Dwapar Yuga is 1,000 years. And then comes Treta Yuga. In Treta Yuga, it's even 10 times more than Dwapar Yuga. So 10 times more Dwapar Yuga means 10,000 years.
So basically, in all the calculations are based on the earthly planet, but the time based on the yuga, it is different, basically.
Yes. So duration of life is different.
Yes.
In each yuga. So in Satya Yuga, it becomes 100,000 years. Okay, so
but when you go to any yuga, when you go from one planet to other planet, the time relativity, the time changes, basically.
Yes. So Earth 1 year is 1 day in Swarga.
Got it. Thank you for clarification.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Anything else? Okay, if not, then we will end it here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare